Alright, let's talk about Wuva. So 2.7 has finally dropped and I'm going to be 100% honest. The story was good, it really was, and I enjoyed it. Now, was it the best story I've ever seen in all of fiction? No, of course not. There were a ton of things that I heavily disliked about the story, like Leviathan, for example, just being a Fleudalis with more moves and a reskin, or Alto being the literally only Black Shore member who talks with Rover, and so on. But overall, still a very enjoyable story and a good finale for the entire arena Sita. But the events, oh man. Yay, do you like combat events, guys? Do you like combat in Wuthering Waves? Let's see what the brand new patch Wuthering Waves 2.7 has in store for us. Oh my god, look at all these events. I think I'm coming, chat. Look at all these crazy 2.7 events. Oh my lord, I think I'm going to come from the sheer amounts of fucking events that this patch is giving us. Yeah, so I'm just going to be bland here. This is absolutely a disgrace. And the only thing that's filthier than this being the 2.7 event page is people unironically defending this. A brand new patch being out and you having literally nothing to do after like a 8-hour long story is an absolute disgrace. Funnily enough, everyone collectively agreed that Honkai Star Rail doing long stories with only like one trash event is bad, but now people are defending the same shit in Wuva? Now, before I start ranting, I for whatever reason have to say that I'm not some Kurobata, Hoyoshil, or whatever kind of names you're giving yourselves in your little cute boys versus girls kindergarten fights. I play Honkai Star Rail and Wuthering Waves because they are great and enjoyable games in their own ways, and because I enjoy gacha games and I see the potential that gacha games can have in the future and mainstream gaming as a whole. And that's literally all there is to it. So maybe stop assuming everyone is part of your little tribalism circus. I could not care less about that. All I care about is these games improving and being good because I love them. And the Wuva event situation has reached a point where it's everything except good. Like, this shit needs to change. The patch quality in these last few months has literally gone down event-wise. And it's even worse when Wuva has always been a combat-oriented game. And after over 3 months of no combat, no, I do not want to play Wuva Vampire Survivors. I'm good, thank you. There were comments telling me that Wuva is a story game. Now, I don't know when you started playing Wuva, but Wuthering Waves has always been a combat game. I have no idea where you're pulling this story game and narrative out. Combat was literally the main talking point after CBT 1 and 2, with content creators dying to the fucking overworld bosses and everyone talking about how hard, cool and Souls-like this gacha game is going to be with great combat. If you told a 1.0 Wuthering Waves player that this is a story game, he would think that you have no idea what you're talking about. The overall opinion of 1.0 Wuthering Waves was literally, the combat is great, the exploration is great, the story is shit. Or, you know, the first half of 1.0 story was just really, really bad. Patches like 1.4 literally had only 1.5 hours of story and the rest was filled with exploration and combat. Kuro deciding to focus more on story at the cost of neglecting combat is wrong. If that's the price I have to pay to get a decent story, then I would rather go back to simple, short, 1.5 hour waifu saving adventures with tons of gameplay options afterwards. Instead of pulling Galbrena and having her rot in my box until the next endgame reset because I cannot use her absolutely anywhere. There's just nothing to do, even though we are in a brand new patch. Great. And other games have done that as well, like Honkai Star Rail, obviously, duh. But it especially hurts me seeing this in Wuva, where the combat itself is amazing, and it, just by every definition, being a massive waste of potential. You have no combat events, the story gives you trial characters, like you are literally only pulling new characters for endgame nowadays. Nothing else. While we are, of course, constantly getting new characters who want special teammates and sometimes even their signature weapons nowadays. Now, I don't have an issue with more teams and characters, right? Especially if those are meaningful and have great and interesting kits and everything. But what I have an issue with is us getting more and more teams and characters, but somehow the content where you could use those characters actively going down. And honestly, even most exploration feels bland past 2.0. There's just nothing really happening on the maps. They feel pretty dead with you just flying around, getting all the chests, and that's it. You don't have cool secrets like, for example, the Erdtree maze with the Chop Chop, or randomly having Phantom Echoes in the overworld during 1.x and stuff like that. And it makes me wonder if Kuro after 2.0 just didn't really know on how to make the map interactive and interesting to explore with the flying feature. And who knows, maybe that's actually one of the reasons why they have decided on removing flying and focusing on other traversal methods in 3.x. And no, I'm not new to gacha or expecting too much from gacha. If me wanting to be able to use characters after over 3 months of literal nothing to do after the story is too much expectation, I genuinely have absolutely no clue what to tell you. Because apparently, according to you, I should do what exactly? Be happy and thankful that I'm even getting a story per patch? Like, the fact that people unironically don't see an issue with all of this and are actively discrediting any criticism when the patch quality itself is clearly declining is so funny to me and feels like straight up something out of a parody, especially when you consider that this game was actually built on constructive criticism and would not be where it is today without people actively going out of their way and criticizing these things. I even waited 3 full months to talk about this and people still came with the too much expectation shit. At this point, Wuva could not do any event for a year straight and these people would tell you that you are expecting too much for wanting a place to use your characters on that isn't fucking TOA or Whimpering Wastes. I think your toxic positivity is actively hurting the game, and I'm genuinely having a deja vu from 2.x HSR, where I instantly said, hey, the events are going down and are getting more and more sloppy, while we are getting more and more characters, and people again told me my expectations are too high, you are new to gacha, aren't you, and shit like that. And now go and take a look at the state of events in HSR for the first half of 3.x. Oh, like, of course I'm mad. I already experienced all this shit in Honkai Star Rail. And now it's happening in Wuthering Waves as well. The game that was built on great criticism and somehow it's the exact fucking same hamster wheel. Now, I have given up on 2.x obviously because 2.7 is shit. No, genuinely. I think the story is great. But other than that, this might unironically be one of the worst patches in total. And I don't think 2.8 will be better because it will be the prelude patch for 3.0. And it might even get shortened in the end so that 3.0 can come faster. And the new region is obviously going to be a massive hype as well. So yeah, my hopes at this point are that 3.x will be a wake-up call and that we will go up again with the overall event quality. Because I really don't want to see this game go down the same path that Honkai Star Rail did. But yeah, that's just my genuine honest opinion on the current state of Wuthering Waves patches as someone who has been with the game since day one. And after over 3 months of watching this, I don't want to keep quiet anymore and act like everything is so great and there is no war in Ba Sing Se. I am satisfied and everyone who is not satisfied is a bad actor who complains for no reason and has no idea what they are talking about. But yeah, that's going to be all from me. Feel obviously free to either agree or disagree or just give your own opinion in the comments. Consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.